Domain 4, professional responsibilities. And part of that professional responsibility is communicating with families. Specifically, we're going to look at how to respond to families' concerns in a professional and timely manner. We're going to focus on that timely part because that is such a challenge as a teacher. There's so many things pulling at you that you need to have a real good organization structure so you know that you communicated with the families in the timely manner. So we're going to look at Google Calendar to organize yourself. And we'll also specifically be looking at setting up alarms to notify you when you need to make contact with families, etc. You can do so much with Google Calendar, but again, like most of the Google tools, once you create an account in Google, you log in and then you can access your information. Make sure if you're on a public computer that you do log out though, so you don't stay logged into the computer. You can share your schedule. You can have your calendar on the go. You can sync this with your various devices if you choose. And then you can set up custom reminders. So each type of event on your calendar could have a different reminder, which is really nice. This is just the monthly view. If you look in the upper right-hand corner, you have day view, week view, and a new one to me was agenda. I hadn't seen that one before. I do work with a number of teachers that have their grade book laid out on here, and then they can view it by the day, the week, the month. And I thought, wow, what a great idea. So you don't have to have just one calendar. You can have a variety of calendars, and they can each be color-coded. So the teacher that made her grade book like this showed me that she made one calendar that was grade book and whatever year, and then within that, her different events, like for her writing, were one color, and her math was a different color. And so it was all in one calendar, but there were different colors, and that happens in the event. And this is an event, and you can click on any box and go ahead into an event to set something up. Be real detailed. I'm really detailed in my heading. Pick your times. If you have a repeating one, so let's say you're going to do math every day at the same time, you can repeat that event for as many weeks as you'd like to go ahead and do that. If there's a place you need to go, you can go ahead and do that. Interesting, video call is a new addition where you can go ahead to set that up. That's part of Google Plus, which is something else you can sign up with in Google, but a Hangout is similar to a Skype call with multiple people. It's very, very interesting. And you can pick, this is key, this is where everybody gets a little mixed up. See where it says on the left where it says what calendar? It says calendar. You have to pick which calendar you want this event on. So if you only have one, it's going to default to that one. But if you have multiple calendars, here's where you're going to go ahead and pick that math goes on your plan book calendar. Description. This is what I started doing a couple of years ago, is being really detailed in my description. So when I come back to it, if I have to go back and look at the event 2 years earlier, everything is right there. So that description piece is key. Now here, the event color. You might want to have one calendar but have multiple colors for different parts of your life. And again, this is how the teacher set up her grade book. So those are the colors that you get to pick from. And then a reminder. So every time you make an event, you have the opportunity to make a reminder. And so we'll go into a little bit more about reminders. When you first make your calendar, you can go ahead and set it up with whatever features you want. You can go ahead and set it up. But the most important thing, just like everything else in Google, you can share this calendar, keep it private, or make it public. And we'll talk more about that. So pick your color. You're ready to go. And you have your calendar name, your description, and your time zone, if you'd like to set that. But the embed code, they're right in the middle, all that gobbledygook code, that's called the embed code. And what that is that's code that you could put on your website that would flow the information out to your website. So it looks like the calendar is actually sitting on the website, but it really is back in Google. You've just embedded. You basically made a fancy looking link to it. But the nice part is, if you make a change in your Google Calendar, it automatically flows out to that embed calendar. So let's say you make a homework calendar and you want that on your website. And in real teaching, we know we don't get to our goals all the time and we have to move things around. You move it around in your Google Calendar, it flows out to your classroom website. So that's the beauty of the embed code. Now, every calendar, make it public if you want. Public, public, public means somebody could search for it and find your homework. I'm okay with that, really. As long as you don't, put kids' birthdays or things like that in there, you can go ahead and do that. You also, whenever you make the event, you can also choose to just show that I'm free or I'm busy. So people can't look at your specific details, but they can see if you are available, say if they want to schedule a meeting with you. Here you can share with specific people. I strongly suggest that you think about creating a Google Calendar with your team or your department so you can see what everybody is doing. Now, this is the reminders. When we're really focusing on parent communication and getting back to parents in a timely manner, you might want to create, let's say we are talking with parents and we say, I'll follow up with you in 1 week. Immediately make that event, set the reminder so you won't forget when things get crazy next week. So that's what we want to do, is we really want to be focusing on getting back to people in a timely manner. Set it up any way you want, through your email, through your messaging to your phone. You go ahead and set that up once, and then it can flow out to whatever you would like your notifications to go to. Now, this is the agenda view. I kind of covered up some of my crazy life, but that was new to me, and I thought I really like it. Kind of bulleted the day and then all of the things that I had to do. So I actually like this better than my week at a glance. Now, there's tons of help available for you for Google, but one of them specifically is the calendar sync. You might already be using a calendar. So what this does, the help that's in there will help you make the transition if you want to move all the way over. Like if you are an iCal and you want to come over to Google Calendar, read this first so that you don't have any problems. All right, Google has this thing called the Labs, and that's kind of what Google is working on. And as I was poking around finding some things, it said click on the Labs, and I hadn't been in here. There's some really, really nice things that they're working on. This is, you might see this today and it'll be completely different tomorrow, because this is all stuff they're just kind of putting out there saying, hey, let's see how it works and let us know. Okay, so now in Domain 4, as we're looking at professional responsibilities, this communicating with families, we can't over communicate. So let's think of a way that we can streamline that and have a record of it. And that's really important. In the last module, we talked about maintaining records. This is a record that you can document and show, hey, I talked to this parent 5 times on this day, this day, this day. So you can have everything in one place. Thanks.